Hey YouTube, how's it going? It's me, Loki, back again with another review. And this time we're gonna review Loki Season 2. Also give a brief review on the Marvels because they're Marvel projects, but I don't have a lot to talk about the Marvels. I do have a lot to talk about Loki in my opinion. So let's get into that, but before we can get into that, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that intro. Before we can get into Loki though, I want to quickly talk about the Marvels. I watched the Marvels. Is it as bad as many people are putting it? I don't think so. Is it good? Not at all. There's it's a very middle ground, I think, for Marvel in a sense, because it works. It's fun. The main cast, 3 of them, Chandler Paris, Brie Larson, and Emma Villani, they work really well together. The movie falls flat on its writing and direction. I really didn't like the direction, and the editing in this movie felt very outdated, very like a movie that would come out on maybe the 90s, 2000, early 2000s, so I didn't like it. The villain, I think she had so much potential to be a great villain. I think the actress played it well. I think it's a cool design, bringing that Ronin-esque aspect back. But she's written terribly. She has the motive. It's giving through just a little pinch of motive, and then they just never touch on it again. So the writing for this movie is just a mess. Plus the post-credit fusing or not, they're cool. They're setting up the future, but it's like many people are saying, Marvel is more setting up the future than caring about their present. So anyways, it was a fun movie. It was a fun time. I laughed a lot. Emma Villani as Miss Marvel and her family are the heart of the movie and the best part of the movie. Nick Fury is a waste of time in this movie, and stop with the stupid cats. Please, for the love of God, stop with the stupid cats. I'm sorry. I don't find it appealing, you know? Let's get into Loki. Loki Season 2, differently from the Marvels that released on the same day, is amazing. Amazing. The end is amazing. There's specific episodes that are amazing. And I was very hyped at the end of Loki Season 2, but the more I think about it, the season was kind of weak in a sense. Because the first 2 episodes are really just there, and nothing interesting, in my opinion, really happens compared to what we've gotten before from the Loki and MCU show. So I wasn't necessarily excited after the first 2 episodes. But the episode 3 where they introduce Victor Timely, I really love, because Jonathan Majors brings a charisma to the Kang variants very well. Like, He Who Remains in the show, he plays like this cocky dude that thinks he's the ruler of all time and is the best ever, you know? Then you get Victor Timely, a very insecure, he has a stuttering, he's a con artist, but he's also very quiet, and he just plays that very well. And then you have Kang the Conqueror in Ant-Man, which he's a warrior and a conqueror, the only good part of that movie, you know? So I really like him. I know that there's legal stuff, and I won't get into my opinions about that. Loki Season 2 ended in a very good way. It closed Loki's character arc from 14 years very well. And for those simple writing makes the show so much better. And the visual effects too, but we'll get to that. The writing in this last episode specifically was so good, so great. It really keeps MCU fans on their toes through references from previous projects, like he references when he says, "I'm doing this for all of us." Like, that echoes his Thor 1 performance. And there's a lot to him. And Loki has always been this character that has been always stabbing people in the back or dying, you know? And in this season, they kind of set up that he's afraid of being alone. He wants to be with his friends because now the TVA is his friends. That's why he wants to save the timeline. And by the end of the episode, the finale, he sacrifices all that being with his friends, having friends, to be alone at the end of time, making sure that the timelines are being dealt by someone that is not trying to control time. And it's a complete full circle on his character arc, which I love, because he always says he wants a throne, he wants to lead, he wants that glorious purpose, which is, by the way, is the name of the episode. And by the end, he gets to a throne by himself, doing that glorious purpose, which is a burden, because he's going to be stuck at the end of time by himself, just making sure that everybody else can live a good life. And that finale is, it really makes the movies and all the shows and everything you gotta watch to catch up in the Marvel worth the wait for this character, because it makes not feeling like you're wasting time on it. And by the end of the show, he's no longer the god of mischief, which they haven't used his mischievous, let's just say, powers in a little bit. But by the end of this show, he's no longer the god of mischief. He's Loki, the god of stories. I know there's a whole comic book around this. Don't know. I don't read a lot. Sorry. My extended knowledge is from YouTube and stuff I already knew. So I know he becomes the Loki, the god of stories. And that whole walk scene that he does, walking through the corridor and getting to the timeline to break it apart. Oh, it's chills. The chills. The moment that new suit comes on, I was like, I just can't wait until they release an action figure of Bob from my collection. Because that's the way I think. I'm like, if I really like something, I'm like, I can't wait until that comes available to me. Well, the visuals in that scene is very good. Shout out to the new rock stars. They mentioned that most of the time when they do like complicated visuals like this, they do a bright light to not have to edit a lot. So that way you don't see much, but you know something's happening. Here, they don't do that. It's very dark. It's actually very dark. We see the timelines because we have a sense of what we're looking at. And they really worked on the VFX for this, which is like, thank you, Marvel. Finally, doing some work, because the best projects have been garbage. The Marvels is a good example. The VFX on it, it's bad. It's bad. There's some small moments that look good, but they need to work on that, which I was very happy with Loki. And I was very happy to hear that they are pushing back all the movies. Next year, the only Marvel movie we're getting is Deadpool 3. That's it. It's the first time in years that we've only gotten one Marvel movie in a year. And seriously, if they mess up Deadpool, I'm going to be very upset. Yeah, he finally gets his glorious purpose, which is protect the timelines from the King variants. And they briefly mention King from Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania in this episode. And I think if the whole case with Jonathan Major, he's proven guilty, this is an easy way to write him off the story. They can recast him to a different actor. And to end my quick thoughts here about Loki, because you could do a whole breakdown of like an hour of this, but to end my quick thoughts on Loki, I really think he's one of the top 3 Marvel characters developed. I think he's actually my top 2 right now favorite characters, out of the top 3 that MCU has made. Because I think easily number 1 is Iron Man. Iron Man goes through an arc until Endgame that is perfectly done. He sacrifices himself perfectly, and I think he has the perfect character arc in the MCU. I think Loki is a number 2 because we go through that arc of him being an evil guy that just wants to rule the world, to them helping his brother but dying to sacrifice, dying to Thanos. Then we go back and he escapes, and then he is helping the TVA now. He's being more of a hero than a villain. Keep the timelines from breaking so everyone in every timeline can survive. And then him sacrificing his life to sit there on his new makeshift throne and take care of the timelines and be the god of stories. I just think they closed this character arc perfectly. Sorry. And I think number 3 in my top 3 is Rocket Raccoon. You can see from my background, I'm a big Guardians guy, and I think Rocket Raccoon's story, especially on the 3rd one, they really developed him. And I think he goes from this very non-feeling creature that is just there to shoot people, to being a very emotional character and being the new leader to the Guardians. That step up from Peter Quill to him, because Peter Quill knows now that he's gonna be a better leader. So that's my top 3 characters. Loki for sure now is my top 1 MCU show. I always been a WandaVision stan, let's just say, because I like Wanda and Vision, and I like the sitcom vibe in the start of the series and how it ended, but the finale really crushed. I think Loki season 2 is definitely the best MCU show right now. Season 1 is not. I don't think it's as good as WandaVision, but season 2 is for sure a great ending to this. But it's not a perfect season, not at all. I think it has slow moments and better moments, let's just say. That's my quick review to Loki and the little section for the Marvels. Let me know what you guys think about the show and what you think about the future shows coming out. Echo, What If, I think What If Season 2 is supposed to release in a month from now, which should be like December 15th, 20th, something like that. Please let me know what you're excited for the Marvel. My next most anticipated movies of the year, definitely Napoleon, Saltburn, Aquaman for sure. And there's a couple more, but out of the top of my head. Thanks for watching, guys. If you can like and subscribe down below, again, that would help me out a lot. We've been getting a lot more views on the channel, which thank you guys. Thank you very much for what you've done for me. And yeah, just keep supporting me if you can. And as always, guys, you're awesome. Peace.